Hello folks and welcome back to Species, Artificial Life, Real Evolution. This is essentially, I think, the 6th season, if I'm even doing a consecutive number of episodes. I don't know how I'm going to structure this from now on, because YouTube doesn't really like series anymore, right? So we have to make things fun in each individual episode, so I might start titling things without numbers and just having fun. So we're on build 0.13 experimental. So 13, and I think with the 0.6 after it, I don't know, but yeah, Species has definitely changed over the years as we've played it. I think I started playing Species, it must have been 7 years ago almost, when I actually first, maybe 6, because my channel is almost 7 years old now, and I feel like I've been playing Species forever, and it's one of the bread and butters in terms of audience on the channel. And this map right here is definitely something entirely new and a lot of fun. Looks like we can definitely do some interesting stuff here. So apparently you can customize creatures, you can change the diet, selected K things and stuff in your blank slate, and then click add. Oh, you can have varieties when you start. That's really cool. Of course we could start with exported creatures, and you can even select which ones you're... Oh, that's so cool. But I think we're going to go with the blank slate, and I'm just going to set all of these to whatever they were on. Oh, I don't know. I don't even know. Yeah, litter size. Pregnancy length. You know what? Let's just set it to this to begin with. I don't know what respiratory system 0 means. It probably means, yeah, aquatilium. So they're probably just going to be swimmers. We'll do that. And then we have this map editor. This is what we've been waiting for forever. Oh my god. So lower terrain, raised terrain, flattened terrain, increased temperature, decreased temperature in certain areas, increased fertility. Oh, this is just amazing. Amazing stuff. Oh, I've been clicking erode. I don't... damn it. That kind of was not what I wanted. What if we randomize again? Is there eroding again? How do I make it stop? Also, you know what? Let's put the world back to size 1. Okay, so what happens if I click erode? Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, I like this. Little lakes. I think that's perfect. Yeah, we'll have a noise map of temperature. Yeah, no. We'll have a height map. The fertility can stay there. We'll have a slightly colder world. And then this is kind of cool. So we can change the cycle things. I assume... What is the green stuff? And what is the red stuff? I'm not really sure I understand. Ah. Ooh. Right, so this changes how dry and cold it is. Okay, so if these overlap, the green, okay, I assume this is temperature, this is cold, and so summer and so on. And then this is just humidity. Right, so here it's hot and I guess dry, but here, because the temperature isn't very low or high, it just gets pretty wet. But then here, okay, but if I increase this, then we get periods of wet and cold in the middle of the cold. That's interesting. Ooh, quite extremes. Yeah. Oh, let's make it really extreme. How do I want to increase? Oh, right, this one. We'll start the wave on here, and then we shrink it down. Boom. So that they kind of come together. Ooh, or we can have like really weird temperature variations. Alright, here we are. We have our world. We can look at the map here. This is an experimental build, so things might be a little bit unstable. I mean, Species is technically still an alpha. It's version 0.13, and this is almost 6-7 years after I first played it, but you know, that's just the way it is. Looks like it's... Oh, right. You can actually see... Right. It's been such a long time since I played. So deep ocean, and then you have some ice and stuff. That's not very good. Oh, they're all dead. That was not good. Let's not mess too much with this stuff. Maybe we should just create a nice little lake here for, you know, a bunch of water. Oh, maybe we can raise the water levels and then cut some canals or something. I don't know. This is let's do height map for temperature. And actually, that might be bad because then will the water always be frozen? Probably not. Anyway, let's generate this. Here they are, our little creatures, beautiful, beautiful little creatures. But yeah, I was saying it's kind of experimental. This has been alpha, and it is the product or the child of one individual. One man has been coding away at this forever, and I mean, he deserves all the support he can get, because I do quite enjoy Species, despite the fact that I don't post it very often. It's mostly, I feel kind of pressured, you know. You guys watching, you all like it so much, and when you like it too much, I just get pressured. I feel suddenly my content has to be really good, which this clearly isn't. Not the game, but me talking about it. Oh, look at that. And I've kind of forgotten the controls for the UI and making things disappear and stuff. Oh, why are this doing in squares now? I used to think they weren't squares. It was more like round. Interesting. But yeah, certain things about time lapses I've kind of forgotten, so I'll have to try to remember those for the next time. But I'm gonna leave time running here anyway, and we'll check back in when exciting things have happened. I've placed some creatures here in the nursery. The nursery's in water, and I know they're, you know, you're like, okay, but these are land creatures. But this is how we just feed the ones that can survive better. Oh look, you can actually see how the water goes up and down. It's kind of cool. So eventually we might get some seaworthy creatures here, is what I'm hoping for. I will say, Species, every time I record, there's also this, it takes quite a while, and there isn't much I can do. Of course I can section off zones and make things exciting that way, but otherwise it's just a matter of letting the computer run the simulation a long time, and because it's an alpha and has been for very long, it does kind of lag sometimes, and it will crash eventually. But it looks, for now, this version at least seems a lot more stable than I remember it to be. I mean, we have over 1,000 creatures here, and it's not really, I don't see any visible frame rate decay. I like this thing in the corner here. We can see hot season. And you can see, I guess that's the humidity. So it's kind of dry and not very wet right now. You know what? Let's lower the. Oh wow, those are big increments. Let's lower the temperature just by one chunk there. How's this going? Alright, have you guys changed at all? You're not really changing. What about here? Oh, we can see some changes are happening. And now make the water super fertile, so up to 1. Make it better for them to eat from the water than it is from land. Let's raise the water a little bit, see how that does. I mean, this map is interesting because very much is just one big landmass with a lake. So I'm excited to see what develops here. I think there might be, you know, this is a fertile area around the lake here, but there are kind of areas where they might clump together, so we can already see this might form a group. We have a group over here on the other side of the mountains, and there's definitely some sort of northern conglomeration over there. Yeah, I think having the temperature thing by map or height was not really what I thought. I thought it would be the reverse, where the lower areas were gonna have the warmer climates, but it looks like it's warmer the higher up you are and colder the lower down you are, which is unfortunate because then obviously the water freezes over whilst we have deserts in the mountains. Oh, look at that! This one's swimming. It's kind of cold for it. but hopefully it will develop. Oh, can we move this carcass down? Not carcass. Yeah, they swim. That's cool. That's cool. I hope they don't get out of the nursery. So yeah, they just have to adapt a little bit more to the cold, and then we can maybe start releasing them. Hopefully, all of you people just get out of there. You're like all chunked together. Why is that? Get you. No, not the wall. I'm selecting you. No, okay, you're dead. Alright, you. Start swimming. Look at that. That's kind of cool. That's definitely cool. Look, oh. That's kind of freaky. Because it doesn't have fins, it just looks like a worm. Oh. I wonder if the, these things can feed the one that's just swimming. I don't think so, because it looks kind of confused. It's trying to pin it down, but it's not working. So I think feeding these creatures underwater, like, this is an unfortunate thing. I don't know how it would be solved, but I guess you could have three floating cars. I don't know. Because now I think we just lost everyone that was in the nursery because of that. Alright, I've decreased the fertility on land, raised a little bit of the water level, increased the temperature again. See if we can cover this in more water. It seems that 3 hours into the simulation, and we're almost 4, and a bunch of species have died off because, yeah, it looks like one main group has dominated, and I'm gonna keep increasing the water level, to be honest, because I want to see sea creatures. That's what I want to see. Do you get it? Sea? I want to see creatures. I'm pretty sure when you clicked on this video, you weren't expecting dad jokes, were you? Looks like we have a species that really only does swim now. That's good, and we might see more speciation happening. So they're right here in the middle somewhere. There they are, little cute furry things that will probably have their fur disappear eventually. So now I think we're almost getting the inverse of before. Water level is pretty high, and so only the highest points that are extremely hot are still land, and thus the creatures that stay on land are... I don't think they're really staying there, they're just moving around to get to the other side here of the water, because there's barely any food outside of the water. Anyway, this is kind of fun, of course, the creatures, but we're still at a very early stage in the simulation, and if you've watched other episodes of mine, you know that this does take quite a while. So what I'm going to do now is just mess around with a map editor here, because it is quite a lot of fun if we just randomize a few seeds here. This is kind of boring. Oh, this is actually more interesting. You can see the nursery there. I wonder, do we still have the thing to set the nursery point? Maybe. I don't know. Anyway, if we have raised terrain here, and then we can kind of like create nice land masses, islands. Oh yeah, we can make the nursery into an actual mountain here. And we can close things off. Oh, we could draw things. I haven't thought about that. That could be interesting. Oh, I just had ideas. Imagine if, like, this game was, you can actually see these creatures become intelligent, and so suddenly you have various creatures fighting for dominance over the globe, and you see them discover ocean-faring technologies and cannon and gunpowder. Oh, that would be cool. I think there might be something like that already out there, but then it's obviously not species simulation, but more civilization simulation sort of thing. But maybe that would be fun to play at some point. If anyone knows any game like that, please do let me know. Oh, look at this. Mega cycle. It's the hot, dry, or like super... Every couple seconds is a new... Oh, yeah, this would be insane. Imagine. Every couple seconds there's a whole different humidity and dryness and temperature. It almost becomes... It would be... Maybe if they come together into form like longer periods in some way. So when you have waves... Oh, right. Oh, we can also change the amplitude. I should have done that. Right, I see. Okay. So what if I do this? Right, so here you can see, suddenly, it looks like we have very large dry periods that are only intermittently, oh yeah, but in between then we have some, like, massive changes, and it's cold, it's hot, it's cold, it's hot. But then right in the middle, in between, when it's the longer waves, we actually have dry and cold, or dry and wet periods that are very long. Oh, this is so interesting. I feel... Also, what is quick start? So quick start just... Okay, then I can just randomize the map from the screen without changing much. So it's basically what we had in the old days, without the advanced settings. I guess this crater here must be the nursery. I like that it looks like a volcano. That would be cool. Anyway, I think that will be it for this preview of the experimental 1.3 or 0.13 patch. If you like Species, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe if you haven't already. Do let me know if you want me to keep playing. I know most of you do. But if you do have any ideas for what I should do, I'd love to hear them, because I do need ideas sometimes. Anyway, this has been Game Capture. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Farewell.